warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between our visitors and the Minnesota Vikings. 3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamel Dean. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive.
I really don't think you can fault the decision-making here because your offensive quarterback, they really had a big week last week, and you're ready for them to go again here. Not the anticipated result, of course, but you definitely understand why they did what they did. That quarterback's been hot. You want to keep the ball in his hands and see if he can keep the magic going.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their own 42. They'll start this drive out on the ground, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. These two teams, you may remember, they met in Minnesota earlier in the year with the Vikings coming out victorious. So if they can win here in Minnesota, they get a sweep of the season series. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. Second and 10. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. after the delay of game. They're operating behind the stick, 2nd and 15. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Going for the deep ball. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A play fake, now Fields to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get a couple up to the 29. Well, this defense for the Bears, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and try to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Vikings at 500 hit 6 and 6. Now, they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one. I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big, or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
We'll see what they have drawn up here, a little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Over the middle, it's complete. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive. Come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, but that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A handoff as they run the counter play. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's got this to Jefferson. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they can be set up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal from the 3. They'll try to run this one in, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Play action. It's Fields. And his throw here's incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. On play action, Fields. This pass on target, Velus Jones with it. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
run game.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Off play action. Fields. Flushed out right. And he's down into the red zone at the 15 after a gain of 15. 1st and 10.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Now a first down throw. Fields. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Second and 10. Fields again. Being chased out left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Excellent recognition that none of his receivers were beating coverage and getting open, so he just threw that one away. They'll come back to the huddle, reset, and try something different.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Throwing again is Fields. Forced out to his left. And that will be incomplete.
What I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit here. This just 32 yards officially from the right hash. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So the decision is to go for 3, and the field goal unit comes on now. And his kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. He was solid on the field goal, but not as solid on the kickoff there. And that'll put him at the 40-yard line to start this drive. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And some room to run now. And finally, he's taken down at the 18. 87 yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues. And that one heck of a run right there. Once he got loose, you could tell that he was going to run a long way
That was pretty impressive.
And there's an old chestnut of an expression called getting on your horse. And I hate to use it, but I'm going to right here because it absolutely applies. How about the head of steam he had behind him? And he was absolutely galloping downfield. That was something to see.
Right back to him on first down. And if you're wondering how fast he was going, next-gen stats clocked him at close to 21 miles an hour. They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
They'll try to run this one in, and he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Santos with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest with a guy with that type of speed. You do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Fields. His throw incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick six.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. Steps away. they'll just get rid of it.
I would say it might be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series before you get out there. Hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's got some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
On first down, it's Fields. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Fields. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Of course, he's coming off that NFC Offensive Player of the Week performance. 2 scores in that game a week ago.
And how did he get them? Speed is one thing, but how about the niftiness in his route running, able to cross people up in the secondary and make sure that they can't quite get.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Velus Jones, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bears are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point splits the uprights, and it makes the score 21-10. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point.
And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves it with 2 to go on 2nd down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. 168 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. From the 5, 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 5-yard line.
They'll send the tight end in motion. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. On his way to a monster monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Vikings will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Santos able to tack on the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown! A big play there. 75 yards. And the Bears get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is down to 11 at 28-17. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. Now they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They'll look to throw here. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. This is intercepted. And the Bears are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
A final shot before the break. Fields. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, They're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
So after the run for a yard, here comes 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Now it's Fields. He's got a man, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Give him 32 on the play.
You ask tight ends about their favorite routes to run, and surprisingly, this will pop up as one of their staples because they run so many routes in the middle of the field. How about this one? Starts downfield, bends it to the corner, great touch on the football, and they turn that one into a big play.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. To throw is Fields. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. Second and 6. From the gun, he'll hand this off. 47 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On 1st down, Fields. Throw left side complete. And Smith. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Fields. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Vikings are going to have the football. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter. Totally derailed by the INT.
That was the position he wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And some room to work. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there for Minnesota. 33 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Well, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That's complete to Pierce. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard. They'll send the tight end in motion left. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson. And he's brought down. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal. An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs, even though they're playing out on the perimeter.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. It's a 1-yard touchdown run as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Santos with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. They'll wind up losing 11 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a third and long here.
So when the defense complains about having to do pursuit drills in the heat of training camp, plug in this play. Excellent pursuit. Force the quarterback out of the pocket. He ends up trying to run for it. Instead, he goes out of bounds and loses yardage. That goes down as a sack for the defense.
Fields is intercepted for a third time. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, they're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just
under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. The sack will push him back only a couple yards, but certainly not what they were hoping for on first and goal.
On any first and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here. Looking to throw. He's got his man. It's Pierce. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. They call it a loss of a yard there. And now what we have here, a third and goal. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And now can they reverse the trend on third and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? He'll look to throw. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. And they're going to fake it. He wants to throw it here. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the ball will go over on the goal line stand. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Well, I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game, so every other player in the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Fields. Man open, here is Jones. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. And that flag puts them on their heels a little bit more defensively as the officials walk it upfield.
Yeah, and they can blame the officials all they want, but bottom line, it's their own fault because, to me, that was an avoidable call. Stay focused and avoid major mistakes like that.
Flush to his right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. And they'll run on the inside handoff. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And all the way in for the touchdown. A great play there. 41 yards. And the Bears have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
In motion goes the tight end. They're going to try and run. And he is into the end zone again. So get him some oxygen. He scores on the long run and then punches in the 2-point conversion for good measure. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, They want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
He'll look to throw. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Able to corral him right at the midfield stripe following that sparkling display of footwork we saw. 239 yards rushing for him now in the afternoon as he just continues to pummel this defense. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Vikings on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15. They'll drop to throw. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. And the Bears are right back in this football game. That's now a 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
Think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Caught on the right side by Jones. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36. And that throw there going to put him over 4,000 yards passing now for the season, maybe strengthening his MVP consideration.
And you figure with still a handful of games left to play, 5,000 yards is not totally out of the realm of possibility. The way he is playing, I think he's going to get there.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Fields. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Lewis Seen. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. And the Vikings are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not they see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. Stopped on the play by Jaquan Brisker.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.